second for the transcription. Yeah. So, hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to see you one more time. Welcome to today's lesson and welcome to November once again. So, what are we going to take into account today? What are we going to do today? Okay, according to the schedule, today until the 19th of November, we have 13 days, right? About 13 days. We're going to study two topics. We're going to see how to develop mi nuevo proyecto. I'm sorry, I'm mixing Spanish with English. Mi nuevo proyecto in terms of writing, and also we're going to develop the activity number 4 called Mi nuevo proyecto. I mean, it's this exactly the same evidence, but in terms of speaking, because we're going to evaluate first your writing skills and then your speaking skills. Therefore, you're going to type something. In the first exercise, you're going to type something, you're going to write something. And in the second part, you're going to expose yourself in a video mentioning what you have typed. So it's kind of level 4, 3, 2, and 1, but it divide evidence 4 from level 1, 2, 3, and 4, but divided into parts. This is it. So this evidence is a little easier, right? Because it's compared with level 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's a video presentation, but divided into parts. So in the first part, you're going to give me the script, and in the second part, you're going to give me the video. That's it. So it's not very complex what you have to present in this occasion. Vale? So as always, we are going to have two sessions just to explain the writing part and two more sessions to explain the video part, the video presentation part. And we will meet today and the day after tomorrow. So according to the learning guide, we need to know conditionals 0 and first. And in Zayuna, the componente formativo we are going to study is called things I'm going to do. So let's do a quick recap. Let's check the platform Zayuna. Let's do it quickly so we can see where the information is. So we go to Zayuna. You already know how this works, right? Because this is not the first time you are in Zayuna in the platform. I hope so. I guess so. I think so. I'm just guessing. So you go to English task work level 5. In here, in the link actividad de aprendizaje guía, you're going to find a link called componente formativo, and we are going to look for the componente formativo the learning guide suggests. Things I'm going to do. So in here, things I'm going to do, cosas que voy a hacer, we click in there, we open the acceder al recurso educativo, and here we're going to find the needed information we are going to have to take into account. So holidays, conditionals, future simple tense. In this occasion, we are going to need these two topics to develop, especially these two topics. I mean, not only, but especially these two topics, conditionals 0 and first, and future tenses. So these classes are going to be divided in three important parts. I mean, for today, on Friday, and next Wednesday. But if you want to develop your activity, since now, I suggest you not only to stay in the classes, but also to take into account the information in the platform, especially the information in the platform. ¿Vale? If you want to do the activity since now. So, as all componente information in the componente formativo, you're going to have the information in here, the explanation, estructura del first conditional, and so on, right? And in the end, normally you're going to find a kind of a test. Yeah. So it's actividad didáctica, right? So you click in here and you develop the exercise so you can better understand, better know if you have understood what the level is teaching to you. ¿Vale? So this is the information you are going to need to develop this two activities. But once again, in my opinion, the activities are important, obviously, but it's even more important to understand the topics. Why is future simple tense important? Why is first zero and first conditional tense conditionals are important? So it's even more important that than resolve, than present an activity. Obviously, that's important, but what really matters is that you be able to use conditionals, in this case, conditionals, and future simple tense in your life, like when you learned simple past tense in level 4 or simple present tense in level 1, for example, or adjectives in level 2, let's suppose. Okay, let's go. So according to the learning guide, we're going to take into account this information. To do what? So, the evidence. La presente evidencia le permite presentar esas actividades y acciones que le gustaría hacer o que va a hacer en el futuro. Okay, so we need to learn how to use the future simple tense. First part. Dependiendo de los escenarios en los que está interactuando, enmarcados en un contexto personal, social o laboral. So, we are going to predict the future. Dado lo anterior, deberá elaborar una presentación en la que utilice condicionales zero y first. In this part, I'm going to speak in Spanish because this part is really important. En la evidencia, que está dividida en dos partes, la parte escrita, que es la evidencia número 3, y la parte oral, que es en video, es la evidencia número 4, pero en realidad son la misma evidencia, exactamente la misma. ¿Sí? Entonces, en esta evidencia usted, que es exactamente la misma, ¿cierto? Solo que está dividida, partida, mochada en dos partes, vamos a utilizar el futuro y vamos a utilizar condicionales zero y first. Ergo, tenga en cuenta que las tres cosas van a ser importantes. Razón por la cual muy probablemente usted haya visto de que en el feedback, en la retroalimentación que le hice, si ya presentó la actividad, ¿no? Haya visto la actividad no cumple con los criterios evaluativos o algo por el estilo, por favor, complete la actividad tomando en cuenta que requiere utilizar condicional cero y condicional first. ¿Sí? Primer y cero condicional. Porque es que la guía nos dice, venga, necesitamos utilizar zero y first conditional. Y para utilizar first conditional, primero necesitamos utilizar el futuro. Porque el zero conditional, que eso lo vemos después, es la unión de presente con presente simple con presente simple. Y first conditional es presente simple con futuro simple. Ergo, cuando utilizamos first conditional, vamos a entender el futuro. O sea, de base conocemos el futuro. ¿Sí? O sea, necesitamos saber primero el futuro, will, para entender cómo desarrollar el first conditional. Ergo, por eso es necesario que la evidencia incluya estas dos cositas. No tanto exactamente de qué vamos a hacer en el futuro. Bueno, me graduaré de ingeniera química. Ok, chévere, pero utilicemos esto también, ¿vale? So, switch to English. Therefore, we are going to use zero conditional and first conditional to develop the activity. So we will need to understand how future simple tenses work. But two in particular, going to and will. I'm going to focus in these two future tenses because there are more future tenses. For example, future perfect or future perfect progressive or future continuous. We are not going to focus on them. We're going to focus in future will and future going to. There will be enough time, plenty of time in level 6, 7, 8, whatever, to understand, to study the other tense. ¿Vale? So, okay, we need to give that information. We are going to present 5 slides. And with these 5 slides, we're going to mention what we would like to do or what we are going to do in the future using zero conditional and first conditional. That's what we must to present in this activity and in the next activity. Remember that the activity is divided in two parts, the written part and the spoken part. So it's pretty much the same. So it's divided in two parts. Okay, so thank you, Learning Guide, and thank you, Schedule. And thank you, Zayuna. We don't need you anymore, at least not today. And we are going to focus now in understanding future tenses. Once again, two future tenses because these are very common. There are more, obviously, definitely, I mean, but these are the most common future simple tenses. I mean, the most used ways to predict, to mention the future. So, in general terms, will and going to are pretty much the same. Pretty much. Not exactly the same, but pretty much, because they both are going to predict the future. And in informal contexts and read in spoken context, especially in spoken contexts, we are going to mix both of them, will and going to. So, for example, we could say, it will be foggy tomorrow. It's going to be foggy tomorrow. And the meaning is pretty much the same. If we are going to be relaxed, the going to and will are going to be exactly the same. If we want to be relaxed, if we want to be a little more thorough, specialized, to be more grammar Nazi, if you prefer, we are going to make the difference. We are going to mention that there is difference between will and going to, and that's what we are going to do now. So, but why is going to important? Why is this tense important? Okay, we are going to express, we're going to use going to express the future, to mention what's going to happen in the future when we have already planned what's going to happen. I mean, when we say, for example, we are to, we're going to visit my uh, parents-in-law. I mean, let's suppose we're married. We're going to visit my parents-in-law this weekend. So this situation, this activity has been already planned with my couple. So this weekend, that is a holiday Monday, we're going to travel to, let's suppose they live in Sarajevo. So we are going to go to Sarajevo and stay with them for this week. And then we'll come back. So this has already been planned. Let's make the difference now with future will. Future will predicts the future again, right? But let's make the difference. We're going to use going to predict something that's going to happen in the future, but it has already been planned. Will is going to be used to mention to talk about a spontaneous decision, something that hasn't been planned, something that it's a decision that has been taken in the moment. Let's suppose you are in a restaurant. This is the typical example and the easiest example, in fact. You are in a restaurant and you know that you want to eat something good, something nice, something fancy, something that you are going to enjoy. So you have many ideas of the dishes you want to eat. So because you love pasta and you are in an Italian restaurant, let's suppose. So you say, okay, I'm going to, I don't know if eat penne alla puttanesca, pasta alla carbonara, lasagna, or whatever is made of pasta. I don't know anything about food, so I'm sorry. But you say, okay, I'm going to eat a pasta with shrimps. There is a kind of dish with shrimps. I don't know the name. So you say this because you see the menu and you say, okay, I haven't eaten shrimps since I don't know, since 2015, let's suppose. So you say, I will take this dish. So this is a spontaneous decision. First difference. Second difference, going to is going to express, is going to be used to predict the future based in evidence, based in facts, in numbers, right? In in facts, in numbers, in truth, in evidence. Going to is that will is going to be used to predict the future again, but expressed in experiences or opinions. Let's suppose We could say, it's going to rain, it will rain. Both are correct, both are possible. Let's even add some context. It's going to rain tomorrow. It will rain tomorrow. Both are correct again. What's the difference between them? We are going to say it's going to rain because we are we are basing our prediction in facts, because we saw in television that the weatherman or weatherwoman now are mentioning that it's going to rain in Medellin, and we live in Medellin. Let's suppose we live in Medellin. Let's suppose. So we are basing our prediction in facts. Or maybe we are the meteorologists. So we know this because this is our job, right? However, we're going to say it will rain tomorrow, and we are mentioning this based in experience, because last year on this specific day of the year rained in our city too. So why do you say that? Because last year rained in this specific day. Okay, so it's only for that reason that we have to believe you? Yes. Okay, so let's suppose that's going to be correct. So this is based in opinion. Or you see the rain, you see the sky, sorry, and you see many clouds, and the clouds are black. And you know for experience that when the clouds are black, it rains in your city. So you see in the sky that the day is dark, and you say, okay, tomorrow is going to rain. Maybe yes, maybe it's going to rain, maybe. We don't know. So maybe yes, maybe no. Tomorrow will rain, sorry, it's will. So this is the difference, the second difference between will and going to. Right? Both are going to predict the future. Will is going to be based in experience, it's in personal opinions, so this is subjective. And going to is going to be a objective, because it's based in evidence, numbers, or facts. Depends on how you want to measure it. Third difference, will is going to be used to express, to predict the future, a future fact, something that's really going to happen. Meanwhile, going to is used to express that something is about to happen. So this is very similar, and this is why we mix will and going to, because this reason is pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. So, right? So will and going to are going to predict the future, and these are the kind of the difference. In fact, the first two situations are the difference between going and will, because the third reason is pretty much the same, pretty much. Okay, so let's see the structure of going to. If you remember, how present progressive worked, right? This is level, I don't remember, level 3, I guess. Yes, or level 2, I don't remember. So when you remember, if you remember going to, sorry, the present progressive tense, we said the construction is pretty much the same as the construction in Spanish. Mariana está escribiendo. Mariana is writing. Nosotros no estamos jugando fútbol. We are not playing soccer, right? It's pretty much the same. ¿Están viendo televisión? Are you watching television? Right? It's pretty much the same, the organization. So what's the difference between taking that into account? We're going to do something else to create the future with going to. Because this is the base. A person, two verbs, and the main verb is a modified conjugated with ing, right? So this is the base, the important base in present progressive. What are we going to do with this? We're going to add another verb. That's it. In present continuous, we had the verb to be and the main verb. With going to, we're going to add another verb. So we are going to have three verbs. We're going to have verb to be, is are because it's going to be conjugated. Going to is like the translation like va a, vamos a, van a, right? And because this verb is not predicting anything until now, va what? Vamos a qué, right? Van a, ok, a qué, right? Vamos a escribir, van a nadar, voy a ver tele, no sé, right? So we are going to need another main verb, and this is going to be the main verb because going to is the translation like voy a, va a, van a, vamos a, right? So we're going to have three different verbs. The verb to be conjugated is are, going to, that's going to be translated as I mentioned before, voy a, va, and so on. And the other verb that's going to be the really important verb because this is going to be this verb is going to mention what activity are we predicting to play, to enjoy, to visit, to fly, to land, to arrive. I don't know. Something's going to happen in the future. For example, next time Marcos is going to play the drums because he's a musician, let's suppose. Or in winter they are going to go skiing. So this is the main verb and play is the main verb at the same time. Taking that into account, for negative sentences, we're going to do something similar. Let's remember that in present continuous, the structure was pretty much the same. So we just added the word not. When we modify the affirmative sentence, we just added the word not after the verb to be to create the negative sentence, right? So we are going to have the same structure, but after the negative word, after the word not, we're going to add going to. So the word of prediction. That's it. For example, Daniela is not going to exercise. This is the verb. It could be the noun, ejercicio, but it also works as a verb, ejercitarse. So in this case, we're using the verb. Daniela is not going to exercise. This is the negative word, the negative sentence, the affirmative sentence, if we want to add an affirmative sentence. She's going to have coffee. ¿Vale? And for questions, once again, we're going to take the base of present continuous. The verb to be comes at the beginning, like in Spanish. ¿Están jugando fútbol? Are you guys playing soccer? Right? The same base that we have even in Spanish. But we are going to add the word going to before the main verb. So we are going to create a question, a prediction in terms of prediction on this way. Let's suppose, are you going to watch the soccer match on Sunday? The match between Manchester United and Deportes Tolima. Let's suppose this is something weird. Let's suppose. So this is how we create questions with going to. It's pretty much the same like in Spanish, pretty much. It's very similar. What about future? Wait. But before we continue with future will, I'm going to give you some exercises. The first one is in here in the chat. This is for you. This is not for me. Don't present this to me. So the idea here is to drag and drop, drag, arrastrar, drop, soltar, drag and drop the pictures according to the context. In this kind, the context of time. So tomorrow, next week, next month, in 2 years, taking into account what the sentence says, because we are going to take into account the context. So the camera, I'm going to say, okay, is mentioning something about the camera? No, it's saying tomorrow she is going to play the violin. The violin in 2 years? No. Next month? No. Next week? No. Tomorrow? Okay. So, and you can continue. And you're going to continue with this exercise. So you can listen to the sentence in here, right? And you can learn more vocabulary. So this is the organization of going to. Let's go with the real exercise. I have, oh wait, I know quizzes is having some issues, therefore I'm not going to use quizzes. In fact, I'm going to use a uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, doc. Let's go with Kahoot. So, yes, this one. Yeah, 15 questions. That's enough. Good. Mhm. It's quite the opposite. Will, we have kind of we don't have certainty because this is subjective. Will is kind of maybe. And going to is, it's a fact. It's the opposite. But it's a good reference. It's a good way to understand it. Good. I like it. In this game, we are going to focus especially in grammar, ¿vale? So the organization of the words. That's it. Okay, let's go. Break a leg. 2, 1, and let's go. Janet, help me with the dishes. Pretty easy, right? Because Janet is a woman, therefore we use the verb to be conjugated as is. Pretty easy. They give a pool party tonight. Yeah, it's pretty easy. He take the bus to the city. Mm-hmm. He eat out tonight. Mm-hmm. They walk to the railway station. This is piece of cake. I have soup and vegetables for dinner. Mm-hmm. It's sunny today. It be a beautiful day. It are. Remember that the conjugation for third person of singular, he, she, it, is. ¿Vale? So, okay. I guess it was because you tried to answer too fast. He stay at home tonight. Mhm. We to watch a film tonight. Perfect. This is pretty easy, right? Be careful, you fall down. Mhm. My car is too old, but I don't have money. I buy a new one. Good. You play tennis with Jack? Perfect. I have a good time tonight. Piece of cake. She buy a lot of things for the party. Remember, she is a woman, therefore the verb to be is. Once again, I think it's not because you are you don't know how to answer it. I guess it's because you try to type very quickly, right? Because of the time, I guess, and I hope. 15, last one. He drive the car. Okay, it was too easy. There's no third place. There are no participants. Second place, this is for Ana Maria. Good. And the first place is for Nat. Good. Perfect. Okay, this was too easy, I guess. It was incredibly easy. I shouldn't give you this link because it was too easy. My God. But okay, let's continue. So, what about verb future will? This is the second tense. We already mentioned some differences between going to and will, right? So we're going to focus in a little more details with future will. And we're going to focus especially in the most important reasons why we study future will. The first situation, the first reason is to take spontaneous decisions. We have already mentioned this. So you're in a restaurant and you say, okay, I want to eat pasta, but what kind of dish that has pasta? Because I have many. Okay, I'm going to order, I will order in this case. I will order the penne alla puttanesca, let's suppose. So this is a spontaneous decision. Second situation, to give orders. So, for example, you are in the army and and you are the lieutenant. So you say to the soldiers, do 5 burpees. You will do this you will take these instructions. So you don't have to take about time when you go to work, I suppose. So to give orders. Also to make invitations. In this case, these kind of invitations are polite invitations, kind of a questions, invitations in forms of questions. So it's kind of an indirect question, kind of. So will you come to the party with me? This is a kind of invitation. Will, yeah. These are not very important. These two reasons are not very common, but I'm going to mention what is really important to remember in terms of future will. We have already mentioned this before. We are going to predict the future, but we have no evidence, we have no data, we have no facts to predict the future because we are basing our predictions in a subjective way, in our opinions, with our experience. And that's it, nothing else. Once again, we could say, for example, Manchester United will win the soccer match tomorrow. Do you have evidence? No. But I think Manchester United is a good team. Okay, who do they play against with? Okay, they play against, I don't know. So this is the idea. I'm mentioning something that we are predicting the future based in opinions, right? So that's it. I think Venezuela will go to the Soccer World Cup in 20, let me remember, Brasil 2014, 18, 22, 26, 2026 to United States. Why? I don't know, because I think Venezuela is playing good. Is that going to happen? Maybe yes, maybe no. But we are taking into account, we are mentioning a prediction, basing this prediction in opinions, not in facts, right? And the most important reasons, in my opinion, not this is very subjective. We are going to use future will to make promises, offers, requests, and threats. Especially promises. This is for me the most important reason. For example, when we say, I will see you on Friday, right? I will see you later. I will see you next time. That this is the formal way, because the informal way is just see you or see ya, and that's it. But the formal way, they have to, the real way we have to mention this farewell is I will see you later. I will see you next time. I will see you on Monday, and so on. This is a promise we are mentioning to somebody else. Or, for example, when you get married and you say, I will love you forever. I will be with you forever when you give the vows in front of the priest. So I will love you forever. I will be with you in health and sickness. And I don't know. I'm not married, so I don't know. I'm just thinking in the movie, so I don't really know what do people say when they are getting married. So this is a promise, right? So you make a promise to somebody else, at least to yourself, but somebody else too. So what else do we have in terms of future will? We use it for offers. For example, you are married and you say, okay, you look tired. Therefore, I'll finish the dishes, or I'll finish cleaning, I'll finish washing, or I'll finish brooming for you. It was your day, but I know you look tired, and I know how difficult this week is for you, so I'll do it for you. So this is an offer, right? I'll give you some of my food because I know you are still hungry, I suppose. To request something. For example, this is kind of a favor. So you call somebody, you call your best friend. We are in the 90s, so we are in the Stone Age. We're in the Stone Age. So you call to your friend in not his cell phone, because his cell phone is dead. So he just has lost it. So you call him to the phone at home, and the person who answers says he is not here, and you tell him or her, will you tell Tony I called? So this is a request, a polite request. And finally, a threat. More specifically, a spontaneous, a non planned threat. It's just a threat from the moment. So it's, for example, when you watch the movies of Terminator, and the actor, I forgot his name, Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Schwarzenegger always says, "I'll be back." Right? This is a threat because he's going to do something against the other machines, let's suppose. So, but we are going to specially focus in terms of future will in three reasons. I mean, you can forget everything except this. We're going to use future will to take spontaneous decisions, right? Something that you're going to do in the moment. First. Second, to predict the future, but without evidence, without facts, just taking into account your opinions or experiences. So this is very subjective. Second reason. And the third reason, and for me is the most common, is to make promises, because you are always promising something. For example, you say to yourself, okay, I will go to the gym next week. I will start going to the gym next week. So this is a promise to yourself. You don't need to promise anything to somebody else in this case. So you're promising something to yourself, and you are the most important project in your life. So who is more important than you? You. I mean, everybody else is important, your family, relatives, kids, a couple, and so on. But if you're not okay, right? Okay, so this is why we use future will, and the structure is very easy. In fact, it's too easy, because we're going to compare future will with simple present tense, because it's pretty much the same, pretty much. In simple present tense, we needed a person, Marcos, Gabriela, they, whatever, who perform an action today. We work, right? For future will, we're going to do something similar. We work, right? The same example. The only difference is that we are going to add a new word, in this case, a verb. And this verb is going to be will. So that's why it's called future will, right? It has a lot of sense. It's not creative, but it has a lot of sense. And the translation of will is going to mean like a trabajaré, ras, trabajarás, trabajará, remos, trabajaremos, and so on. Ran, trabajarán, vivirán, whatever. So the word will by itself doesn't mean anything because the meaning is ras, ran, remos, ra. But it works when we have another verb. So we will work tomorrow, let's suppose that. This is a promise I'm giving to you, let's suppose. Or for example, a promise from customer service. The people from Claro, Movistar, what's the other company? ETV, I don't know. Well, they say when you are having issues with your internet connection, they say, we will do our best to fix this issue. They are promising something. So they are mentioning something in the future in terms of a promise. Negative sentence. In simple present tense, we needed a person who didn't do something. So Marcos doesn't read, right? We need an auxiliary verb, and this auxiliary verb is modified by adding the word not. Marcos doesn't, we don't, end the activity, right? We're going to do something similar in future. We're going to need an auxiliary verb and the word not. So will not is going to be the reality, and the contraction won't. We won't go to the zoo this weekend. We will go next weekend. Let's suppose that. Will not, the contraction won't. So pretty much the same, right? Pretty much is very similar to simple present tense. And for questions, do you remember that for questions we use do or does, I mean the auxiliary verb, at the beginning of the question, and then we need the person and the action that the person performs. So we're going to do something similar. The auxiliary verb, I mean the verb will, is coming at the beginning of the question. So for example, this is a request. Will you help me with my homework? Right? This is a request I'm mentioning to you. I'm asking to you to do something for me, right? Will you do what will you do tomorrow? A question, for example, about a prediction in the future in terms of a subjective, as a personal opinion. So, what will you do tomorrow? What will you do the day after tomorrow? Will you come at 6? Suppose yes, right? So if we compare future will with simple present tense, we're going to see that it's pretty much the same. It's almost the same, because the only thing that changes is that we are not going to use the auxiliary verb do or does, but we are going to use the auxiliary verb will. So it's pretty much the same, right? It's pretty much. Okay, this is it. Let's go with some games. Yeah, I thought that. I thought that. I'm pretty sure. I knew that it was a finger mistake, not because you really didn't know the answer. That's what I thought. Okay, let's go with some exercises. We have 3 exercises for verb will. Therefore, let's begin with Kahoot. Then we are going to go with quizzes. No, sorry, quizzes. No, Jeopardy, and we will finish with a video. Okay, where is, here you are. You already know how this works, so you have to collect the diamonds and avoid everything else. ¿Vale? So this is pretty easy. I'm thirsty. I need some water. I will start now. Let's begin. Good luck. Thirty seconds left. Okay, time up. So this was the rematch. So in third place, nobody. Second place, this is for Nat. Okay, and the first place is for Anna. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, look. So, oh, yeah. So thank you, Kahoot, for helping us today. We appreciate your support. Now we are going to continue with a Jeopardy. In this case, we already know how this works. A suggestion, because we're going to answer 6 questions. 6 questions. A suggestion for you is to answer them at home in order. I mean, start with 100, then 200, then 300, then 400, and then 500, because questions with lower values are going to give you a context, ¿vale? So, okay, so this is pretty easy with affirmative futures, but this question, I'm going to do it quickly. I'm going to start with Angelica. Sorry, Natalia. What do you prefer, Angelica or Natalia? Question here for you. And then I'm going to continue with Ana Maria. ¿Vale? So first with Natalia, I'm going to guess it's not Natalia first. I'm going to guess that you prefer Natalia. And then I'm going to continue with Ana. So, Angelica, sorry, Natalia, she, Barcelona next week. How do you create this sentence in affirmative future will?
Yes, teacher, I prefer Natalia. And I think that is she will travel to Barcelona next week.
And the answer is correct. Perfect. Let's go with Anna. Anna, negative sentence. I at home on Sunday.
In negative?
Yep.
I won't.
I won't. Full sentence, please. Toda la frase, por favor.
I won't be at home on Sunday.
I won't be at home on Sunday. Perfect. Let's go again with Natalia. So, question. You come to my party?
Will you come to my party?
I don't know. If you invite me and we are not far away in distance, I might think about it. And the answer, it's will, yes. Anna, let's go with you again. You're going to reorganize this sentence. Be will expensive it.
It would be expensive.
It will be expensive. Perfect. Natalia. So there is a mistake here. Fix it. They want moved to another house.
The verb moved is in past, maybe?
I'm sorry, there was a little noise in my house. I couldn't listen to you. Can you repeat your answer, please?
Maybe is the word moved is the is bad because it's in past.
Okay, so how do we fix the mistake? It's in moved, yes.
They won't move to another house.
And the answer is correct. Perfect. They won't move to another house. And the last question, this is for Anna again. So choose 200, correct, mix, will, interrogative, negative, or affirmative.
Interrogative.
Okay, look. They need robots for their work.
Will they need robots for the work?
And the answer is, I guess so. Yes. Will they need robots for their work? Maybe we humans are going to need them. In fact, in Japan, they already use them. So good. Okay, so you know how this works. Therefore, I invite you to complete the exercise at home, right? So I'm going to share with you the link of this exercise here in the chat. Once again, this is not for me. This is for you to complete at home. So for improve, for better understand this topic, right? Because the more we practice, the more we understand something. Well, and let's go with the last question, the last exercise. In this case, we are going to mention what is going to happen. So we can use, it's better to use future will because we are going to mention something that's going to happen in the future in terms of our opinion or our experience. But for practicity, if you prefer to use the future with going to, for example, they are going to take a shower, or they will take a shower, or they will get wet, or they are going to get wet. So it's okay. The idea is to practice your speaking skills, predicting the futures, predicting something that's going to happen next, ¿vale? So I'm going to share with you the link, just in case. Maybe you will need it. Maybe, I don't know. And you're going to tell me, doesn't matter, if it's okay if let's start with Natalia and then with Anna, or Anna and then Natalia, or just I open the microphone. It's okay. So you're going to tell me what's going to happen in each situation, ¿vale? So, what will happen here? What do you think?
Maybe the baby will bite the ball.
Will bite the ball. Okay, let's see. Interesting. This is the first time I listen to this answer. Okay. Okay, he didn't bite the ball, but he threw the ball. He will throw the ball. Okay. The Christmas, in this case, the Christmas ball. Sphere, I would say.
Got that one on video.
Okay, number 2.
Day.
What will happen here?
The kid will eat the what is this? A candy?
I guess so, yes. Okay, let's see. The kid will eat the candy. Well done. Number 3. What about here?
The cake will fall down.
The cake will fall down. So, okay, close. It was close because the cake fell down, but before that, somebody will open the door and smash the cake on the grandma's face. I would say that. But you were close. What about here?
I don't know. The baby. ¿Cómo es que es chocar?
Crash.
The baby crash.
The baby crash. Something's missing. It's going to will.
The baby will crash.
Okay, crash against the wall. Crash against the, I don't know, the floor.
The floor?
Contra el piso. Maybe. It's possible. Okay, she crashed against the, I don't know, what's that? Dishwasher, perhaps?
Dishwasher, maybe?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. Or the oven, perhaps? I don't know. Or the fridge. Maybe it's a fridge. Okay, number 5. What about here?
I don't know. Maybe maybe the kid will support on the table and the plates
Okay,
fall
let's
on
see.
fall down on the floor.
Okay, let's see.
Maybe.
Okay, I would say the man will sleep and will make the turkey. I don't know if it's a turkey or a chicken. Will make the turkey fall down from the window. I would have to say that. It was a little complex, but like number 6.
Let's sing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Look at this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eddie. Happy birthday to you.
What about here?
Maybe the baby will cry.
Okay, let's see.
Yay! So, sit here. What's your hair? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, it was true because she cried, but it also happened something else. So, but yes, the baby will cry, and yes, the baby cried. Good.
This is my new floater by Sherry, and I'm going to show you how it works. First, you put it on here. Then you press the lock it button. That's that. Then it'll fly up in just a second.
What about here?
I remember that.
Okay, what will happen then? You know for certain what's going to happen then.
The ¿cómo se dice juguete store?
Toy.
The
That's why
toy.
you have the movie Toy Story.
Yeah. The toy will beat the girl.
The toy will beat the girl. Okay, let's see. Okay, it was not what you thinking. It's not what your memory thought, but it was close. The toy will fall down into the fire, will burn maybe. And last question, last video.
The girls will be wet for the
Okay,
by the water.
okay, let's see. I could say get wet. And yes, that's correct. Perfect. Well done. Okay, so this is the end of this exercise and also the end of today's lesson. The day after tomorrow, we will continue using future will, right, to create targets and objectives. This is not related to the learning guide, but I like to do this class because in this case, I focus on something you learned in level 2, and also because, in my opinion, it's important to know where we are going. I mean, what we want to do for our future. Maybe create a family, get $1 million, to create a business or whatever, to make a travel to somewhere else. And when you have targets in your life becomes more interesting. So we're going to focus on this, and we are going to practice a lot with future will, especially with future will, and that's going to be the day after tomorrow's class. I mean, on Friday. Okay? So this is all for today's lesson. If you have questions, you know that the chat is available as well as the platform and the emails. And if you have questions, all questions are welcome. If no, I will meet you again on Friday. Okay? So I guess there are no questions. Therefore, I'll meet you on Friday. Thank you very much for coming. Have an excellent night and take care. Okay?
Thank you. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye bye.